Former KwaZulu-Natal Independent Police Investigative Directorate investigator, this is Sharmilla Williams, will face further cross-examination at the Nkabinde inquiry. But in concluding her evidence-in-chief yesterday, Williams expressed regret for having joined the watchdog. She says she faced strong opposition when she tried to have members of the Cato Manor unit prosecuted for the killings of KwaMaphumulo Taxi Association members. Williams says the final straw came when NPA head Robert McBride called her investigation misguided, and that prompted her to leave. Nqobile Madlala is keeping an eye on that story for us. And it's nice you're not in the capital yet, because you and I are normally there, and that's where I crossed you from. It's really interesting watching her testimony and also observing and sharing with the public the personal persecution that she says she endured during the commission of her role and her job. Tell us more, Nqobile. Did I say good morning?
Good morning, Iman. So I think what we've seen about Sharmilla, and just from her demeanor, her body and her language and the way she expresses herself, you can see that she's heartbroken. She sobs most of her cross-examinations. She stops, she asks to have a breather, and she'll say, I'm a bit emotional about this. This is what I think, and often they'll say, okay, then go within the boundaries of what you're talking about, because we're trying to understand what happened. So you can see that she has been in pain for what took place in KwaZulu-Natal. Now she says that she came in KwaZulu-Natal hoping that she would make a difference coming from Eastern Cape. When she got to KZN though, things were different. She starts with the case of Bongani Mkhize. Now, Bongani Mkhize is the man that interdicted the police from actually killing him. So what they're telling us is basically that she says when she was looking at that case specifically, Iman, that was the case that she then drew from. She started looking in terms of what took place, who was involved. She looked at the evidence that was before her, and that's when she questioned what was taking place in KZN. And that case becomes very crucial because she now follows it up all the way until 2014 when they closed the other cases. She's trying to say that the Cato Manor unit in this case did not act in terms of the criminal act where they were trying to protect themselves because of what was taking place, but rather it was a murder case and not an inquest case. And she's talking about how her bosses, she in this case identify a man called Mr. Nqobile, who basically she's saying that was not trying to assist. She also continues to talk about the fact that not only Mr. Nqobile, she then went on to the DPP's office asking for assistance to do further investigation in these 6 cases that she was looking at, but she didn't get assistance. In fact, what happens is she will find herself with a person that she has identified as advocate Anton Steinberg, basically telling her that he has a conflict of interest, which basically means she can't get the assistance that she needs, and he discourages for her to get some of the witnesses that could provide crucial evidence in this matter. Now, in her quest to try and get these prosecuted along the side, you'll remember this is 2008, KZN is at the rife of the taxi violence. Every corner of KZN is facing the taxi violence. You have the MMC, who is at the time Begi Cele, and she's saying, he goes and says that because of the killing of Superintendent Konko, he says, well, if you can't get criminals into jail, then send them to the next mortuary. And that becomes a huge issue. She says all these were aligned with his utterances. But further than that, she now goes out of KZN with the hope that she will get assistance and she can get these cases prosecuted. That's where Robert McBride comes in as he's coming in 2014. And you can see from 2008 to 2014, she's just trying to get these prosecuted as murder and not as an inquest. She then speaks to McBride, and McBride says, no, your investigation is misguided. And she says that was the straw that she had to take. And she was like, you know what? I'm walking away. Let's listen in.
During our meeting, Mr. McBride brought up my investigation into Cato Manor and General Johan Boysen specifically. He told me that my investigation was misguided, that there was no Cato Manor hit list, and that General Boysen was innocent. He insisted that I was investigating the wrong people. I have no idea how we could have made this assessment without considering the evidence in the investigation dockets.
It allows us to see the conditions under which investigators are working. All right, let's wrap things up in terms of today.
So cross-examination with regards to the evidence leaders, but it's important to note that Nkabinde inquiry is still considering the decoupling in application, where NPA wants to do the cross-examination. Remember, these members, Anton Steinberg, Mr. Nqobile, as well as Robert McBride, were some of their people, so they want to lead evidence and cross-examine as well.
That's going to be really interesting to watch as well. Nqobile, thank you. As you head, drive safely, you and the team. It is raining outside.